is it so hard to let you go?
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing my first Halloween look of the year. I'm so excited about it. I haven't played with makeup in a really long time and this was super fun to make. So first I'm starting off by gluing down my eyebrows. I'm just using the trusty Elmers non-toxic stick glue. I first start off by kind of just mushing that glue in there, and then I take a little spoolie brush and I brush those hairs out. And then after that I will actually take my finger and I will smooth the hairs down even more. The goal is to get the hairs as flat as possible, obviously, so I do my best with kind of brushing those hairs out as best as I can. And then after that I'll take some makeup wipes and I'll clean off the edges of that glue just so they don't get too kind of like built up and gross. And I'll go ahead and do the same thing on my eyebrow, just mushing that glue into my eyebrow hairs, then taking that spoolie brush and brushing them upwards and outwards, and then I'll smooth them down with my fingertips. And I do a couple layers of this glue over the top of my eyebrows. I try to let the glue dry in between each layer, but I won't go back over the brow hairs with the brush again. It's just that first layer of glue where I brush out my brow hairs. Now I'm just kind of packing on the glue, trying to make them really, really flat. So I'll do about 3 or 4 layers of glue, and then I'll take some setting powder and I'll go ahead and press that into my brows with a little beauty sponge. Right here I'm using the Kat Von D translucent setting powder. This kind of just like makes everything nice and dry, not tacky, so you can put makeup on it and it will look like the same texture as your skin, if that makes sense, and it helps it dry down a little bit more. Now I'm taking some of the Nabla Cosmetics concealer in porcelain and I'm going to cover up my eyebrows. I do a couple layers of this and then I go ahead and put some foundation over it just to kind of make it look as seamless as possible. Then I'm going to take some of that Kat Von D powder again and set that concealer. Whenever I'm covering up my eyebrows, I like to do a layer of concealer and then put some powder on top of that, and then I'll put the foundation on. It just kind of helps cover everything up a little bit better when you put that layer of powder on in between, so those products don't like melt together. They kind of layer on top of each other, if that makes sense. I don't know. I'm going to cover up the rest of my forehead just to make things easier for the rest of the makeup look, and then I'm going to go ahead and set everything with some powder, and then we're going to get started with the eyebrows. So I want to do some very cartoony black eyebrows. I'm going off of the original Cruella De Vil cartoon. She had very high black eyebrows, so I'm using the Kat Von D Long Wear Pomade in Graphite. And I'm doing my best to make them as even as possible, but then I'm going to take some of the LA Girl Pro Concealer in flat white and carve out those brows just to make them nice and even and sharp. And then to set that white concealer in my lids, I'm taking the Makeup Geek White Lies shadow just to give myself a nice, really light base for the green eyeshadow. Okay, and now for the green eyeshadow, I took Kat Von D's Long Wear Pomade in Lemmy Green, and this is a pretty large cut crease. I wanted to exaggerate my eyes and make them look really cartoony, so I actually went way above my actual crease, but I just created a nice rounded shape but winged it out to a cat eye shape, kind of. I'm saying shape a lot.
it so hard to let you go?
Next, I'm taking some of that black pomade again and outlining that cut crease. This really brought the look to life. I think it makes it look very cartoony and just more sharp. It was pretty hard to make that black line super precise. I had to go back outside with some concealer and then go back in with the green pomade just to cut all of those lines and make them really nice and thin and sharp. And now for the fun part. I took the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Liner in Stage Dive, and I went ahead and just went over that whole green area. I wanted it to be super, super glittery. Now taking that same black pomade again, and I'm going to create a winged eyeliner, just connecting it to that outer point of the cut crease. Then going in with the Urban Decay Glide On pencil in 0 and just tightlining my eyes. Then I'm coating my lashes in some mascara, the Better Than Sex mascara by Toofaced. Now starting with my face, I'm going to prime my face with the Fenty Beauty Soft Matte Primer. And then going in with some foundation. This is the Jouer Essential High Coverage Foundation in Alabaster. I don't know if I said that before, but that's the same foundation that I used on my forehead area. Cruella De Vil has a very fair complexion, so I wanted to use the lightest foundation that I had, and Jouer's foundation has amazing coverage. And then taking that Nabla Cosmetics concealer and covering up my dark circles. Then I go ahead and set that area with some powder, and then we're going to start with the contouring after that. So I'm using the Fenty Beauty Matchstick in the color Amber, and I'm basically making very kind of low cheekbones and bringing that contour pretty close to the center of my face just to give that hollowed out look. And then I'm also contouring my nose a lot because Cruella De Vil has a very, very skinny upturned nose. And then I'm carving out those cheekbones with a little bit of that concealer just to make them look a little sharper. And then after that, I'm going to take that LA Girl white concealer and highlight my nose and then also a little bit under my cheekbones again as well. And then I'm setting my whole face with some of that loose powder just to set all of that cream product. Then I'm going to go in with the Colourpop Pressed Powder Bronzer in Private Party. And I'm just going to deepen up all of those contours and also go ahead and contour my forehead a little bit and my nose even more, just kind of deepening all of those shadows. And then for blush, I'm going to be adding a lot of blush. I wanted to give her a very, very rosy cheeked look. I'm using the Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in Vibrant. And then I'm going to go ahead and highlight my cheekbones with that Ofra highlight in Pillow Talk, and then also my nose just to give it more of a pointy look as well. And then starting on the lower half of my eyes, I'm going to be waterlining them with that Urban Decay liner, and then I'm going to smudge that out with my fingertips, just really carefully. And then to add some shadow, I'm going to use the Colourpop Mint to Be eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to take that light green color and just kind of buff out that black a little bit. Then adding a few layers of mascara to my lower lashes, and then going in with Kat Von D's liquid lipstick in Outlaw to finish off the look. And I made my lips on the more pointier side, so I made my Cupid's bow super pointy, and then I also curved out the upper edges of the lips to kind of give me like an evil, smiley lip look, if that makes sense. I just kind of went off of the cartoon. And then for my hair, I'm using the Be Wild Black and White hairspray. I just went ahead and curled my hair before and then put it up into like a messy bun on the bottom, and then I just teased the curls out a lot to make them look a little bit wild and more voluminous. Then I added some red gloves and the faux fur jacket that my mom had from being Cruella De Vil a couple years back, and a fake cigarette from Amazon, and I'm all done. So that is pretty much it for this look. I hope that you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. It was so fun to do a Halloween makeup look again. It feels like it's been forever. But anyways, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. I love you, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye, guys.